Hello everyone, welcome to the 27th tutorial in this series of Complete Guide to React.js. At the end of the last tutorial, we have seen that there was some exception that is getting occurred on the console, and it has mentioned that a unique key prop need to be passed. Let us take a look at it, like what is the actual issue and what do React wants from you. So over here, we are rendering a functional components and that is rendering inside a map, right? So while rendering inside a map, it is rendering as an actual component itself. When I say actual component, it is nothing but the functional components, like it is rendering as an actual component. That means for each and every object over here, which starts with the open braces and the closed braces, it is going to render me a student component. And what React is saying is, hey, you have provided me a student JSON and I am just keep on rendering the student component, but I need some value so that I can set it as a key and render it. Why I need the key is because React tells us that I don't want to create any duplication issues over here, and hence I need a key. So in order to get a key, what we need to do is we need to mention key over here, and this key attributes should be equal to some value, and this value should be unique. You can't mention something like some string like this or else some number like that, number like 1 2 3 like that, because each and every time when I am rendering the student components, the same key is getting used, so it would cause me a problem again, and hence I need to use some values for the key such a way it is unique. Let us take a look at the student JSON over here. In this, there is some attribute called as an ID. I can use that. I can use stud.id and let's see like what happens. So over here I am passing stud as a props, and over here stud.id as a key. So stud.id, make sure that it is in lines with the same value over here. So no caps, no small case, everything, like you have to take care of it each, and it's case sensitive. So I'm saving this and I'm just taking a look. It's compiling me at the back end, and let us take a look at it. What happens? So once it renders it, I'm just going to refresh. Yeah, once it renders it, you can see that there is no error over here. So one more thing that would come into your mind is I have passed key attribute over here. Is it possible for me to render that key attribute over here? Yes, you can render it, but one important thing that will happen that I want to keep you posted is, if you just put key value over here, it is not going to show up anything in the console. So I'm just mentioning this key, whichever I'm that getting it rendered, and I'm passing it over here. Let's see what happens. So that key whichever I have mentioned it over here, right? This is not being present over here, and it is also giving me a console.log error saying that key is not a prop. And if you try to retrieve the key component, it would give undefined. So this is one of the most important thing, like the most advantageous thing that we can see in the React. Say for example, if 10 years before in JavaScript development, if you take a look at it, any error in the console, it won't give you a proper error itself. Right now, with the help of the React, it gives you a proper error and saying that you should not use it. Thanks to React.js for that. And that is why like React.js is the most competitive front-end language that have been vastly used. So I have to remove key over here. So whatever the key that you are passing, you can pass it, but it is no use actually. So you can't render anything, you can't do anything. So it is up to React. You have to inform React, hey, you want a key, right? I'll provide the key. This is the key. And you just render me a props. So that is the only one thing. And the second thing I just want to keep you posted is this stud.id should be unique. Over here 123 and 321, this id is unique. That means it is not having the same number. If I am having 123 over here, then I can't use stud.id as a key. Rather than I have to use name as a key. So you over here in these two objects, you can see the name is different. So I can also use that. You can also see the skill is different. I can also use that. But in case if the name and the skill, or if the ID over here in the first object and the second object is different, then you need to consider some other parameter like skill or name as the key attribute. You have to set it. Okay. So in some cases in JSON, which I am just going to retrieve it from external web services or any other web services, there might be a scenario where you won't find any unique attribute would be present. So in that case, what I'll be doing? So I need to set the key attribute in order to avoid those console.log errors, right? Whatever the console errors that I need to avoid it. But if in case there is no unique values present in such a way I have explained, like say for example, even the ID is getting repeated in the JSON. So at that time, what I need to do? For that, we will take a visit in next tutorial. Thanks and have a nice day ahead.